Hey friends, it is your boy Charles here with another comic book review. Today we're going to be taking a quick look at Savage Tales from Dynamite Comics. I'm not going to give away too much of what goes on in here because it is a compendium of short stories. And if I give away too much, it's going to take the fun out of discovery. But I want to give you an overview, see if it's something you like. So let's get into it. These books, they don't come out on a monthly basis. I would say probably yearly by yearly they will drop a Savage Tales, and it is usually a collection of short stories featuring some of the iconic characters of Dynamite Comics. And to me, the big three of Dynamite Comics are Red Sonja, Vampirella, and Deja Thors, which is why I got this incredible cover right here. Let's see who did this cover. Dynamite Comics always comes with the great covers. This is a Joseph Michael Linsner cover. Linsner does some great work. These are all the various covers. But yeah, I have at least two Linsner covers on my comic wall. I love everything he does, especially his work with Red Sonja. And this is trademark Linsner right here. So the cover for me gets an A plus, of course. And we have 4 stories in here. We have 3 featuring the ladies on the cover, and we start off with a story of Captain Gulliver Jones. Not too familiar with him, but it's Gulliver Mars, His War, Chapter 3. And this is him returning to Mars after a couple of decades. He lost his wife and he feels guilt over a lost love on Mars. And so he is back to, it seems, make amends, but things aren't quite as they seem and didn't go quite as he expected on Mars as he was away. It is a fun story with great action, kind of a dystopian story. The Mars that he returns back to is not lush, it's not full of life, but it's a barren hellscape. And he does to deal with not only the treacherous environment, but the fauna and the marauders. Very, very good stuff going on in that story right there. And we go from that into a Deja Thors story. And I'm used to seeing her on Mars, but this is on a trip to Earth. And why they are on this trip to Earth, her and John Carter, uh, some of the people that she's brought with her have separated the two, and there is a bounty on John Carter for some reason. And so they try to take out John Carter, and you find out that some of it is about jealousy because he has the heart of Deja Thors, and he's not a Martian. And we don't find out who put out the bounty or what happens, but it is another very fun story. I guess I'm not going to give away too much, but worth to read. And then my favorite story in this is the Vampirella story. And this right here, it stands out from everything else that we've seen. Um, we're on the set of one of these cheesy spooky shows, and there was a host who was supposed to be, I guess if we were going to compare it to a pop culture, person, it would be Elvira, who hosts this cheesy vampire show, and they're going to open this tomb. There's supposed to be vampires, and it is supposed to be campy fun, but they stumble upon actual vampires, and Vampirella comes in and saves the day. It's clever and it's fun, and it is classic Vampirella. And when I say classic Vampirella, I would say going back to the 2000s and the aughts. Not so much with this darker themed Christopher Priest run that's going on right now, but more of the old school campy, tongue in cheek Vampirella fun that we saw in the 2000s and 2010s. The things that really drew me to Vampirella comic books. And then we end with a Red Sonja story, Seeing Red. And the very cool thing that stands out about this, it's a very basic story, so I'm not going to go into details because, like I said, I don't want to ruin it for you. When I do these reviews, I want to, like I said, give you an overview to see if it's something that you might want to pick up at your local store. But what really sets this apart is the art. It is all black and white and red, and the only thing that's not black and white is Red Sonja's hair and the blood from the battles. It is a brutal story. She is doing her typical mercenary thing, sent on a mission, but there is some dubious intent behind the person that hired her. And it is a classic Red Sonja story. These books are always fun. Like I said, whenever there's a Savage Tales that drops, I pick it up and I love it. I have about 2 or 3 other books. So if you can get a hold of this, this is from late 2024. And there have been other drops recently as well from Savage Tales, from Dynamite Comics. It's not a bad way to spend $6. So look for it at your local comic book store. And if you don't have a local comic book store, I always suggest my friends at Coffee and a Comic. They ship nationwide, easy to use website, and ask about their shipping subscription. I pay one low price a month, and I get my comic books sent out to me on a weekly basis, so I can get my books from California to my front door on a weekly basis. I don't have to wait forever to get into the new stuff. So I'll see you guys next time. Until then, keep reading them books. You know I will. I'm out.